This is a resume review by the Headless Hunter of a security engineer. I am the Headless Hunter. I review resumes as a corporate recruiter. This is a security engineer, which, full disclosure, I have not done cybersecurity. I've done a lot of IT and tech. Cyber is not something I have touched, so I could be wrong about this one, and I think that's fine. If people in cyber want to yell at me in the comments, that's good. I'll learn more. So take this review with a grain of salt. You do have 25 applications to 2 interviews, which is a very good ratio. It's not enough to determine if that's going to continue, but it is a very good ratio. So what we're going to be looking for is your primary language, which in this case is probably going to be C or Python. Did you have a degree? The words vulnerabilities, attack vectors, and mitigation strategies, which sounds neat. And then a bunch of other keywords. And this is where the keywords are probably going to be wrong, I'll be honest. Had I done a little bit more of cybersecurity, since cyber and IT in general is very keyword focused, I'd have to do a lot more research to make sure these keywords are correct. But, you know, hopefully they are. So, also these are incorrect. There we go. We're also going to be looking for cloud, Linux, Mac, OS, AI, ML, and somewhat crypto. Excuse me, SaaS, PaaS, IaaS, Agile, Scrum, API, and more importantly, how you solve stuff. We want to know. So let's look at cyber and watch me completely embarrass myself in front of the cybersecurity professionals. Accomplish hands-on cybersecurity professional with a mix of skills and experience around the domains of cybersecurity and cloud. See, I don't know if this summary is needed. Proven ability to design and launch new InfoSec programs and mature existing capabilities. Effective communicator and writer with experience documenting for hundreds of businesses. See, I feel like these should be bullet points, and I don't know if all of these are needed. It does sound like those are the correct keywords, but I'm not a fan of a summary except in high-level management positions and when you are switching industries. So, also, I think DevOps is going to be one of those two that I forgot to mention. Company is a manager of IT support and security. This is actually fine, although I think it should be in a bullet point. Reported the CEO and CTO with responsibilities including network configuration installation, documentation, security, software implementation, MDM administration and management. I love that, actually. This should be a bullet point. That is a minor quibble, but the content of this is good. It shows that you reported to the CEO and CTO. That's good. You want that. You want to show that you report to them. Led a team of IT professionals to actually complete IT projects on time and within budget. Perfection. Documented IT process and procedures, allowing for faster onboarding of new clients. Solid. So here's where I want a little bit more. I just want to know like what those procedures were. Created and maintained detailed network documentation, including network diagram and device configurations, which may be one of the keywords. Monitor network performance of the threats. Threat is network analysis, develop policy procedures. I would like a little more keywords, again, with the caveat that I might be wrong about what the keywords are for this position. So, you know, but, and you know what? I think honestly, my biggest complaint in reading this is you wanted to be a security engineer, but this resume reads more like a lead or manager, which is fine. It's just not quite the positions you're going for. So personally, what I would sort of do is you want to do a little bit more on the hands-on thing, because this really does read like a manager position, a manager, more of a manager resume, which is fine. It's a good manager resume. I just don't know if it screams hands-on. Now, if you want to be like a hands-on lead, that's fine. You can keep it, but I want to know a little bit more about what you've done. And I know you have this, but like explanation for the recruiter brain. So this stuff is pretty good. I do like most of it. I can see why you're getting interviews. I think the formatting can be fixed a little bit, and fix the formatting a little bit and maybe add a couple more keywords to this. But overall, I like the thing, and this would definitely pass if I got the keywords right. Again, you know, haven't done cyber. So hopefully this review was actually helpful. Also, if everybody could just like, comment, and subscribe, you gotta hit that bell. I very much appreciate it. Let's move on to the next resume. This resume review is of a front-end developer, specifically intern trainee. So these are going to be some of the qualifications. I don't think you're probably going to have a master's. I haven't looked at this yet, but you're also going to want to show that you can work with others and that, you know, you can work in a team and take criticism. So as an internship, that is what it's going to be. Trainee might be a little bit different, but we should be looking for some of those, and that you can work with the team and take criticism. So, personal project, personal website. No one's going to click on that. No one is going to click on that. Also, you have an associate's degree in software engineering. It's expected to be don't do that. Instead, just say associate's degree expected 2025. It looks weird when there's a 4 years in between. No one is going to usually click on this until the management stage. If you want to do your personal website, it should be up top. Participation of the algorithm Olympiad. That's fine. Participated in the blank, focusing on solving algorithmic problems. No, I need to know how you do this. How did you solve that? How did you work well with others? Collaborated with team members, development and solution with a good time. How did you collaborate? Don't just say collaborate. Say worked with 3 other members where we met weekly, gave each other feedback, and went on to do X. And why did that be successful? I need to know more. You cannot just say collaborated. I need to know what it is, how you did it, and why you did it. Those are the 3 that need to be in almost every single bullet point. Developed a calendar with, again, this is okay. They need to be in the bullet points. This apparently is the new meta of people writing this here, which admittedly is better than a blob of a skill section, but you really, really, really need them down here. They need to be in the bullet points. So, developed a blank application to manage meetings, added the ability to log into the calendar with his accounts. Yeah, again, here's the thing. You still need keywords. Like, this needs to show how you did it. I need to see more TypeScript. I need to see more JavaScript. I need to see more React. It needs to be here. I get why you put it here. You need more. Because they need to see what it is, which is the actual keyword, how you did it, and the result. And the result doesn't have to be a brag. They just have to see the why you did it, right? So what it is, how you did it, and the why. Those are important. And I'm scanning this, and this one's okay. Again, like, how did you develop? Just develop the website. Like, I can't just say, I'm a recruiter, I recruited for stuff. I have to say the industry. I have to say what techniques, passive versus active candidate sourcing, etc. Collaborated in a team to design. Again, how big was the team? I need to know. You are missing specifics. So I don't think I could pass this, truthfully, because I don't have enough to give the hiring manager. They're going to ask me these questions. They're going to be, Lee, how did they develop? And I'll be like, I don't know. And they'd be mad at me. So I need you to do what it is, how you did it, and why you did it. In which case, how you did it was you worked with team members. How did you do that? And then the result of working with them. So those are the 3 things I need all throughout here. In addition, internships are crazy competitive. It's really tough. In fact, you've seen probably some of the other videos. So please do those fixes and resubmit. And I want to make sure you get a chance at getting a job. It's tough. So that is my review for this resume. Let's move to the next one. This is a resume of a backend engineer, software engineer, and it's a Java engineer. They let me know which one they are first. Yay! I'm very happy. So they actually have a solid application ratio of 50-1. Tech is in a bad place right now, and 50-1 is solid, especially if that 50-1 is within the winter months of quarter 4, because quarter 4 is a bit of a nightmare for applying for jobs regardless. So what we're going to be looking for specifically for a backend Java engineer is going to be Java, React, Angular, Vue.js, and I know JS is JavaScript, but it can help to have some of the JS's. RESTful API, anything with SQL. I say SQL, it could be anything with SQL, any type of cloud, Git, REST, and then a bonus language would be beneficial. I actually saw a lot of .NET and C#, which was shocking to me. Anything with AI, iOS, Android, and a BA. So those are what we're going to be looking for primarily. And again, I expect this resume to be solid. I think a 50-1 is good in this market. I know that's not, they've only applied to 50, so it's not enough of a sample size, but it's still solid. So identified inefficient usage of caching data, network latency, optimized delivery, enhanced code, reworked Spring Boot requests. Okay, so Spring would be good. Reducing used Java, Visual PM to make memory, RAM. Presented the final product to stakeholders, showcasing features and driving positive engagement. Solid. Develop microservices. I actually think I forgot that on the list. Microservices should probably be there. For marketplace calendar using Java, Spring, MongoDB, AWS. Led the backend team. Perfect. So my only complaint on this is really just the order. This should be your first sentence. Or alternatively, a summary sentence, which I do prefer. But this right here should be it, because this is a very good sentence. It should be up top, because it has microservices, which, again, I forgot to put in, but they are one. It has Java, it has Spring, it has SQL, it has MongoDB, which can be one. It depends. It has AWS, it has S3, it has REST, it has Redis, and it has Kafka, which is basically what all they're going to want. And there could be an issue of someone seeing this resume and reading it, and they are basically super tired, or this is the 35th resume in the row they saw, and if they miss this sentence, your chances of getting an interview drop dramatically. So you wrote a very good sentence, and I don't think I need to really to change any of these sentences. It's just the order. This should be your first. You need to lead with this one. In addition, you should have your BS up top. I know you've been in the game for a bit, but bachelor's is a requirement for a lot of places, and it does look good. So put your bachelor's up top, very quick, very brief, one line max, then lead with this sentence and just switch it with this one, because this is an okay sentence. So yeah, that's kind of my only real issues with this. Truthfully, I don't like these sections, but it's at the bottom, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's my only real complaint on this, and I think if you did those very small changes, which should hopefully take like 5 minutes to do max, you should be getting a lot more callbacks, interviews. The actor in me keeps wanting to say callbacks, but it's interviews, not callbacks. So you should be getting more interviews. Although admittedly, like I said, market's bad. Also, if you are a U.S. citizen, you should put U.S. citizen. California. Yeah, here's a little. So just put U.S. citizen in, and then California, and then the city you're in too as well. So those changes, city, state, wherever you are, which I know you're not going to show here because obviously you don't want to dox yourself. Switch this sentence to the very top, and put your education up top here. Also, maybe fix this. I would say italicize it instead of bold it, and then bold this. But that's just slight tweaks. This would definitely pass a lot of job descriptions for Java. The sad part is right now Java engineers, specifically backend, are not as in demand, so it's still going to be tough. But I think this would definitely pass unless the recruiter skips over this sentence. So make sure this sentence is at the top. Let's go to the next resume. Overall, though, very good. This is the final resume of this video, and it is an application automation engineer. So, a couple of things before I start with this. I have not ever recruited for an application automation engineer. As per usual, I look for all the keywords and qualifications and make those before each resume. But I will say I only really found automation engineer rather than application automation engineer. And a lot of those keywords were very different, which if I had more time, I'd be able to solidify. But take the keywords and qualifications with a bit of a grain of salt. So what we're going to be looking for is electrical mechanical engineering, Rockwell factory talk systems. I saw that in 2 or 3. Studio 5000, basically any coding language, although it seemed primarily to be C#, Java, Python, CDL, C. And I know people are going to be mad at this, but there was a job that was paying $100K to $115K, and one of the requirements was Microsoft Office programs, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and Outlook in a position. Those were the requirements of a job. So yes, they are important to put in there. I know it's ridiculous. Doesn't matter. You still need it. Electrical motors, pumps, mixes, valves, PLCs, pneumatic systems, flow meters, levels, and temperature transmitters, and other mechanical devices. So those are sort of what we're going to be looking for, and hopefully I'll be able to find some of them. But let's look at this. So this person put all of their information at the very top, so I cannot show that. Also, the way you did it was a little odd. It's not a huge thing, but please just use the formatting I have on my website. It's a little bit better. So let's keep going down. I don't like this whole list. This is impossible to find what I want. So as an example, if I'm looking for PowerShell scripting, right? This is too long and I couldn't find it. I do not like any of this. No recruiter is going to go down and look through all of this in a row. This is hard to read. It's a bad formatting. So please don't do that. And I don't even know if that's actually needed. Then we have this, which was, this is a contract and it's short, but truthfully, you weren't there for more than a month or two. I don't even think you should really include it. My rule is if it's been on your resume for less than 3 months or 3 months or less, unless it's an internship, because internships are expected to be 3 months, you probably shouldn't have it on your resume. I do see OS stuff, which is okay, and I don't see any of the stuff that I was looking for on this list, which admittedly, grain of salt. Yeah, so I'm going to move past this. I don't even think you should really have this. Conducted, also you don't need to say contract for all of this. So conducted functional and performance testing using Postman, Uptime SAL. Let's see, network hardwares, routers, switches, and access points. I'm going to look to see. That's not what I'd be looking for. Connected, minimal downtime, monitor performance. And for the record, this person actually has a solid ratio of applications. It's 3 to 100. So I think they are definitely doing something right. And my issues with it may just be that I don't know enough about this type of industry. But, so your keywords may be correct, I will say. But I'm not finding it. I do think, though, that your formatting is off, which is what I can really judge this on. Yeah, and you have a lot of percentages, which are weird. I know everybody puts them in. It's just weird. So I don't think you need the first job because it was only like 2 months or so. The rest of them could be fine. If you really want to put it, you can, but it's, you know, it's kind of weird that you put all of this as contract. If anything, the only contract I would put is for the very first one and then remove the contract from the rest of these. And yeah, that's kind of what all I can really do with this one, except for the formatting, which isn't great. Mainly because if I was doing this with the hiring manager, I would drill down much deeper into the actual qualifications, because it did look like there was a lot of variables in those. But it doesn't look like, and again, this is just a guess, don't take this as gospel, that your resume is going to be a little tough to read for recruiters. So I think you may want to go back and make it a little simpler on some of the things. So primarily this, like the first sentence under each job should be a summary sentence where you just sort of explain the role, because a lot of these, like I said, mechanical engineer or automation engineers are looking for different stuff. And you don't want the recruiter to miss something that you think is obvious because they're not trained in it. So overall, I don't like the formatting, but I will say that if you've gotten 100 apps to 3, you are doing something right, depending on how impactful your market is. But I still think we can maybe make that better, because I don't think this is a very common skill set. So that's the best I can do with this one. I hope it was at least useful to you. And thank you all very much for joining me. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, hit the bell, and I will see you on the next video.